Hey guys, welcome to my Dominions 4 tutorial, where hopefully be teaching the basics of this excellent game. Dominions series is probably some of the deepest strategy gaming you can play. It's been around for quite a few years. Its current version is Dominions 4. I played Dominions 3 for quite a while. It's been out many years. Dominions 4 is probably pretty much the same game, except it's got a few new features. The graphics are a little bit better, but it's more or less the same game. Um, So if you need some pointers or a bit of help for getting into this game, hopefully these couple of videos I'm making will help you. So let's start. First thing we need to do is create a new game. You'll have to choose a map to play on. There's a lot of pre-made maps. You can also make some random maps if you want to, but for now we'll play one of the pre-made maps. We'll play Valanis. And generally, the higher number of lands and seas, the larger the map. I like Valanis because I like the map graphic. This is a game for 8 to 12 players. So click OK and give our game a name for saving. Right, you have to select an era to play in, and there's 3 eras to play in. Basically, each era will have a different set of civilizations. Sometimes the same civilizations, but with different units. It just represents the time in the game's lore. For now, we'll play the early game. Right. Next, you need to choose how many players are going to be in this game. And we'll have 10, so we'll add another 8 players. Yep, 10. Okay. At the top, you'll see the player row. Human, that's you. And then in the AI players, you can change the AI difficulty. They go up to impossible from easy. There's quite a few different ones. You can also choose the AI type. And for now, we'll just keep it normal. And then the nation bit, they're all set at random, so you can choose which nation your opponent wants to play. We want to choose our nation, so we'll click random and choose a nation. There's a big long list of them, lots of different ones you can play. For now, we'll play a simple one. We'll play Ulm, which are based on Conan. And click OK. Next, it gives you a description of Ulm. Barbarians, partial cold resistance, prefer cold scale, I'll explain that later. And they've got strong, medium infantry, stealthy infantry, and what magic they like to use: earth, nature, fire, air, water, and death. Ulm is superior magic item forging. So one of the strength of this nation is really good at making items, but they have weak priests. Right, let's start. Right, the next screen you get is the create your pretender. Now, the pretender is like the leader of your nation. The game's goal is to get your pretender to godhood, and each nation on the map will have their own pretender. You have to destroy all the other pretenders to become god, basically. You can do that in 2 different ways. One is defeating them all, and the other one is spreading your dominion throughout the land till there's no dominion left. Enemy dominion left and yours remains. That's another way to win the game. But we'll get to that later. But for now, we need to create our pretender. Now, the pretender creation system is pretty cool. You can make lots of different pretenders. You're given a set number of design points, so you can't make your pretender too powerful. So for balance. But for now, we need to select a physical form. We're set Arch Druid at the moment, but we don't want Arch Druid. So if we click the portrait, the graphic, each nation has their own set of pretenders pretender forms you can choose from. There's all sorts. If you right click them, it'll give you some information. If you've not played the game before, you won't understand most of it, but you get a rough idea. Each pretender has a design point cost. So the All Father has 100 points, where pretenders like the Archdruid are only 25 points. So you can So obviously the Archduke will be weaker than the All Father, but then you'll get extra points to put in other things, which we'll look at in a minute. But for now, I'm going to choose a Forge Lord for 75 points. Forge Lord has a Forge bonus for making magical items, which is very useful and goes well with the All Nation, who are already a crafting nation. So we'll click the Forge Lord. And the next thing we need to do is click what paths of magic and the Forge Lord can use. So there's fire, air, water, earth, astral, death, nature, and blood, and they all have levels. And each level, yeah, every time you increase a level, it costs design points. We'll pump our earth magic up quite high, level 9. Also, I'm gonna have a little bit of fire as well. Now, when you increase your magic level, um, you have this thing called bless effects, and a high magic level will give you bless effects like reinvigoration and protection. The bless effects I'll explain later, but because I've put my earth magic quite high, I've got the protection +5 on my bless effects. But for now, I'll explain bless effects later. Next thing we need to do is dominion. Now, dominion in the game is basically your religious power. Now, the candle represents dominion in the game. My dominion level's 3. So we'll click that up to 6. Now in the game, when you take what's called a province, which is like countries in the game, each country or province has its own dominion level, and you have to spread your dominion level around there. So 6 is the highest dominion level you can have in a province. And the next thing are the scales. Now, the scales is another thing you have in a province, and when you spread dominion in a province, the scales change. And there's good scales, bad scales. So there's like order and turmoil, productivity and sloth, heat and cold, growth and death, fortune and misfortune, and magic and drain. And usually the positive and negative sides. So your turmoil. So if I put a point in order, my dominion effect is income +2, resource +15. But if I put it into turmoil, I get less resources and income. Because I'm playing Ulm, they prefer cold, so they've got a cold scale 1, which probably gives me some extra points. Because if you click negative scales, you get extra design points. So I've put drain, increase it affects my research points, but I'm getting design points. For now, we'll bang up productivity for 2. Now I've got minus design points. Now you can counteract that by going on the imprisonment tab, and you start an awake. Basically, this is when your pretender appears in the game. So if you choose awake, he appears straight away. Dormant, I think it's several turns. In prison is quite a long time. We'll click dormant and get 150 points. Now we've got 31 design points left. And Dormant's pretty good for Forge Lord because they're not really made for fighting as Pretender. He's more of a researcher, crafting type, or casting spells. Not really used for fighting. But you can make Pretenders that can take on entire armies on their own and stuff like that. So we see if we can spend our 31 points on anything. Just shy. Get some magic. No, I don't think I can do it. Okay, I can put my dominion level to 7. We'll leave it at that. So we finished our rear god now. So we give him a name. And then you can change game settings if you want to. Number of starting provinces, strength of independence in the province, etc. There's lots of different ones you can change. We'll leave them all standard for now. We need to fiddle with them. Now it'll create the world for you. Right, each time you have a turn, you'll get this message box up. Just starts to the game for there isn't much, so just basically telling you the world, the beginner's chaos, etc. And the war is starting, the Ascension War. See who becomes god. And we get off that, and we should see the game map. Now usually you start in a random place on the map. Now if we look, the flashy flag there represents an army, and the castle there is our starting province. It's because we only started with one province. And as you look around the map, you see it's quite big. This is a fairly big map, but I do quite like the graphic on this one. Okay, so let's have a look at the panels. So, in the middle there, you can see Llama, which is our god, and basically how much the treasury, how much gold we have, um, any upkeep, so 23 upkeep a turn, and our total income. So we're making 361 gold a turn. And below that, I think it's called magic gems. So we've got 3 earth, 1 death, and 2 nature gems. These are used for creating magical artifacts as well as casting spells. On the left side is the province information, so all my starting province there. And it shows you the population, any unrest, the defense level, which I'll explain in a bit, the income from the province, the resources this province is producing, the supply level and supply usage. Basically, the supply level is how much food this province is making, and food is used to feed an army in the province. And so the larger the army, the more supplies get used. So we only got a little small army, so we're only using 27 supplies. Also give you the terrain, so it says mountain, low income, excellent resources, hinders movement. And now, as I said before, the candles represent Dominion, so this has got Dominion level 2, and then these are the scales, as I was on about before, productivity 2 and cold 1. These scales are affected by our Dominion. So other provinces will have different scales, depending on what's going on there. Right. On the far right side, all the options. So we've got enter, options, map filters, statistics, read your messages again, what we just read before. Now we've got a research tab. Research in this game is all magic. So you've got different schools, conjuration, alteration, evocation, construction, enchantment, thaumaturgy, if I'm saying that right, and blood magic. And blood magic we don't use, so we ignore that one. Constructions about is crafting magical items, so there's different levels to it. Level 9 is the best. There's summons as well in construction. Conjuration is summons. So if you want to summon monsters and creatures and stuff, you can conjuration. Alteration is it's basically just changing. Oh yeah, change. Protection stuff like that is random stuff. I can't really explain alteration. Evocation is more attack magic. Enchantments more defense magic. Now thaumaturgy. I can't remember. Someone would probably explain to it. I don't know. Can't remember. If you look, you can read what each spell does if you right click it. If you're not unsure what to research, we'll research construction for now. Okay, so next thing. Right, if you right click any province, you can select it. So we'll select our home province again. Now if we click army setup, it'll show you any armies in this province. At the moment we've got one small army. I'll explain armies in a minute. Now if you look on the left side, when you select a province, you'll see characters on the side. These are called commanders. Now commanders are units that can command troops. So we've got Vulcan and Ogod. And if you right click, it'll tell you what they are. So Vulcan, Warrior Chief, and he's our main general to start off with. And Ogod is a scout, and he's used to look at other provinces, see what's in them for spying. Now if we go in the army setup again, we can see Vulcan, the Warrior Chief again. Now he's commanding 2 units, and one of archers and another one of axe warriors. Now you can fiddle around the units as much as you want, so if you click an archer, you can take him and put him in another unit if you want to. Stuff like that. Or garrison him. If you put the top there, that's the garrison. You can play around and do whatever you want really. Or you can put them all in one unit. Or make a new unit like that. So all you do is double click and you select them all, and then when you click on the command, you can make a new unit like that. So if you click one unit, click on the command, you make another unit. But for now, we'll use 2 units. They have morale. Commander gives them a morale bonus. Sometimes if you mix different units together, you get negative morale. You'll see when you play around with it. The little green box there is the formation. So click the green box and click around. Basically, that's where your archer unit will be in the battlefield when they start. So you can click where you want them to be. So we put the archers at the back. You can click what formation they're going to be in, like line, box, double line. And we'll move the warriors to the front there. So archers at the back, warriors to the front, pretty basic. Obviously when you've got bigger armies you can make more elaborate formations. Right, next thing, there's a tab called Mercenaries. If you click the Mercenaries tab, you can hire mercenary armies to fight for you. For the moment there's only Victor's Villains. So if you right click Victor's Villains, he demands 10 men and demands £30 of gold for employment. So if you click hire, you can bid. So the starting bid is 30, but you can increase it to as much gold as you want. You will be competing with other nations, so you usually have to put it quite high if you want to. So if I put 88, that's my bid. But for now I don't want to bid, so we'll just reset it and leave it. Mercenaries will fight with you for 3 months or 3 turns, and on the 3rd turn you have to rebid to get them back, but your bid counts as double. For now we'll leave the mercenaries. Now the next one is recruit units. Now if you click a province, you'll see the recruitable units for that province. So in our main province of Ulm, we have 2 rows. We've got the commanders and the units that the commanders can lead. So we've got commanders here: the warrior scout again, which was our spy, warrior chief, a warrior smith, a shaman, and an antler shaman. Sorry. So our warrior chief are generals. A warrior smith can lead men, but they're usually better for forging, as well as they'll have a bit of magic. Whereas shamans and altered shamans are our priests and mages. As you can see there, they've got a magic level, a priest level, and a random magical skill there. I'll explain more of that in a bit. And then we can see what units we can recruit. So archers, warrior maidens, axe warriors, all the way up to steel warriors. Now each unit costs a set amount of gold and resources. So the archer costs 10 gold and 6 resources. The steel warrior, our best unit, is 28 gold and 17 resources. So down below we can see how many resources and gold we have. Resources is unique to each province. So resources are generated per turn that each individual resource where your gold is pooled, and you can use that on any province you want to. So each turn I get 130 resources to spend in that one province, and I've got 400 gold to spend on any province I want to. Also showing the gold income again. We've also got a thing called holy points. Some units, like the steel warrior, are sacred. The sacred units cost holy points, so I can only build 7 sacred units anywhere. Now sacred units are special in that they can be blessed and they can be, when they're blessed, they get your Dominion effect. So that effect I had them before, the reinvigoration protection, will be on my Steel Warriors, which is a pretty cool thing. So for now, we'll just recruit some archers and a warrior smith. So bang out some archers. Actually, no, but I'd make a priest. Okay. So that's the build queue. You can, if you go over your resource limit or gold limit, it'll be grayed out, so you can queue for another turn if you want to. Same with the commanders. You can queue commanders. Repeat production there. But for now, we'll just build a load of archers and a shaman. Okay. Right. These things here, below the recruit units, if you click on a province, are basically magic sites and buildings on each province. Now buildings, and there's only a few buildings in the game. You can only build a couple. Um, we've got the fortress, which is on a province there. Now these fortresses or castles, if you build one in a province, say there's one here, the fortress is used as a collection point, so they'll collect resources and gold from neighbouring provinces. So the best thing to do is, when your castles, you need your neighbouring provinces, and the resource income will go up in the province with the castle in. We've also got a laboratory, which you'll need for casting spells. A temple. Now temples are used to raise your dominion in that province, as well as training priests. Now, each province usually has magic sites. Now, magic sites, generally, there's a lot of different ones. Generally, are what generate magic gems. So we've got Irminsul here, produces one death, nature, and earth gem a turn, and you need to find as many of them as you can so you can get gem production up. So you'll need gems for your summons and magic spells and forging. Right, and that's it for that bit there. I'll show you a bit more before we start playing. Now, if you click any unit in the game, it will give you the stats of that unit. Now we've chosen a warrior chief here, and you can see the hit points, protection, strength. So generally higher the better. Now generals units like the warrior chief here, well, all commander units have a leadership rating. Now the leadership rating is 80. That means he can lead 80 units. So obviously the warrior chief's better for leading armies, whereas my scouts can lead nothing. And my warrior smith can only, if I build a warrior smith, he can only lead 40 troops. Also shows you the movement. And below that is his equipment. At the moment he has no equipment, so he has 2 hands, a head, a body, feet, 2 trinkets, and 1 full personal magic gems so he can cast spells. But this warrior chief cannot cast spells, and we know this by, if we go below the items, it'll tell him his abilities. Now he's got cold resistance, he's stealthy, so he can move through provinces unseen, mountain survival, so he can move through mountains quickly, and forest survival, which is the same amount of survival but with forests. Below is his standard equipment, so we've got a great sword, and cap and scale mail hauberk, and a description of the unit. Right then, the next thing I'm going to show you, if I can remember, is how to give a command. So currently my 2 commanders are defending. So if I click my scout, are good here. On defend, you'll see all the orders I can give him. So I can order him to move, defend, patrol province, move, pillage, hide, and become profitable, showing them in. Empowerment, and blood hunt, need to worry about them. And there's also construction, for constructing labs, um, castles, and temples. So I'll just give him a basic command like move, or you could alternatively just click your commander and right click him into province. Because he's stealthy, he can sneak into a province without being seen. So you see the sneak there, and he'll do that next turn. Now for my army commander here, Vulcan, if I click defend, he can designate one commander in the game, only one, to become your prophet. Now when the commander becomes a prophet, he gains loads of abilities and becomes stronger. He also has your dominion effect as well, like a sacred unit. So we'll designate him as the prophet for next turn. Now if we end the turn, all the other nations proclaim their prophets. Also, you sometimes get other things happening, like an unexpected event has occurred in all. So a handful of magic gems have been found. So +6 nature gems have been found. Your luck scales affect your random events. So a higher luck scale, you get better random events or more random events. So now we can see that my scout here, represented by the little triangle with an eye on it, means there's a stealth unit in that province. The white flags represent neutral provinces. Now he's revealed some of the fog of war. We can see in the province he's in now, there's 60 enemies, deer tribe archers and deer tribe warriors. And this was 90, which is quite a lot. Heavy infantry, militias and archers. So it's going to be quite hard for X to expand because at the moment we can't go into water. I'll explain the underwater nations later. But for now, that's it for this video. If you want to watch some more, watch me actually play the game, please do tune in. See you later.